Luke Tapscott, probably 1 or 2 weeks away, maybe 3 weeks away from his score topping out, so keep Luke around. Dyson Heppel's got probably 3 or 4 weeks or so with that Dream Team break even, and probably 2 or 3 with Supercoach. So keep that in mind. But his true worth is in that dual position midfielder defender role. So he's probably one that people will keep on their team just for that ability to switch players around to save a trade here and there. Nick Lower, probably 1 to 2 weeks before his break even is done, and then I would say that a lot of people might move Nick Lower out to try and upgrade other players in their defence. And Jake Batchelor, ditto, maybe 1 or 2 weeks away. With his averages, I would say he'll probably be 1 week away before his value kind of tops out. And a couple of trades for people like me who have him as their last defender on their team. We'll have a look at the rookies now who have only played a couple of games, because the way it's worked out, North Melbourne, Adelaide and Gold Coast's young rookies still have value for possible trades if they've only played 2 games, so their value goes up after this week. So Zach Smith, their ruckman, if you haven't got him as your third ruckman, or if you've got a bit of cash left and you can upgrade your fourth ruckman, then Zach Smith is the man. His price is going to go up very high, and he's still got many weeks ahead before his value kind of settles down and tops out. So if you need to fix up your rucks, Zach Smith this week. If you haven't got him, put him in. Cam Richardson, again, a few weeks away for North, but his value will go up this week, and it'll take a few weeks for him to make his maximum. But I think I've got a feeling he might have a good game against Freo this week. Brandon Materia, similar to Zach Smith, probably not as good break evens, but his price will go up. So if you've got need a forward for the bench, then Brandon Materia, if you haven't got him, bring him in. And David Swallow's actually been getting some reasonably good scores for a first-year player. I expect him to improve again as the Gold Coast improve over the weeks. And he's probably one you'd probably hold on to as a midfielder on your bench. But depending on how his value goes and his average goes, keep an eye on his break-evens. Probably 2 or 3 weeks away before he maxes out at this rate. And but his price will go up next week as well. Robbie Tarrant had an excellent first week. Dropped away a little bit. I probably wouldn't put him in my team, but if you're looking for a final defender or a defender down the bottom to get active, if you've got an inactive player on your bench, then Robbie Tarrant might be worth a risk. And Sean Atley hasn't been pulling up great numbers, but if you need to fit someone in and you like the look of Sean Atley, then his value will definitely go up. And finally, the last 2 from Adelaide, Sean McCurtain and Brodie Smith. Both playing good footy and both have break-evens. That means their prices will go up. Sean McCurnan's got also the value of the forward defender, keeper, dual position player status. So I don't expect either of them to get too far much above the averages they currently got in either comp. But keep in mind, if you've got inactive players on your bench or inactive rookies on your bench, that these players are all still at their original price until lockout this week. Alright, we'll go to the watch. These are some players that I thought I'm kind of watching at the moment. Brian Lake coming back from injury, so his price will probably drop in the short term, but keep an eye on him as he goes through his season. Michael Jamieson got a high score in his first game back for Carlton. Keep an eye on him, see if he continues getting scores in the 90s or so. Could be worth the money that he's worth. Michael Coe got a good score last week for Gold Coast and got good scores in the VFL last year, so keep an eye on him. Nat Five from Freo I've mentioned, so Jordan Lewis, Joel Seward, Gary Ablett, and I put Jordan Lewis in twice. That's how much I think everyone should keep an eye on him. The injuries this week, let's run through the key ones of those. Phil Davis is out for anyone that's got those at Adelaide. At the Brisbane Lions, Jonathan Brown's still a while away, as too is Brent Staker. Drummond's getting close to coming back. Carlton's still got Houlihan and Cruiser, both 4 weeks. And Tate Pears, Scotty Gumbleton and David Myers still a little while away. For Fremantle, where are we? Mzungu's still a while away. Michael Barlow has had a little setback from news reports today, so he might be pushed back till after the halfway point of the season. Ben Stratton did his PCL and damaged his ACL last week, so he's out. I think Sam Mitchell will be coming back for the Hawks. Tom Scully's had a setback with his knee, so he's actually a bit further away than that. Geordie McKenzie, the tackling machine, should be back in a month or so. And with Ryan Bastanak and McIntosh both indefinite, so that doesn't look good for the Kangas. Where are we? Port Adelaide, Ben Jacobs, a few weeks away from glandular fever. See how he goes in the SANFL. Michael Gardner, Hayes out. Malcheski still 6 to 8 weeks away. Maston, Lakara and Waters all injured for West Coast, of course. And Ryan Hargrave is edging towards the return this year, now only 4 weeks away. So let's have a quick look at the ins and outs. No biggies for Richmond unless you're a Dan Connors Supercoach or Dreamteam player, or a Mitch Morton fan. Both of those are out this week. Connors with an injured back and Morton omitted. Jolly's out with a knee, so that's big news for Darren Jolly fans. Cameron Woods in. Mitchell and Rioli both back in for the Hawks. Brad Dalziel for West Coast. For Carlton, both Thornton and Watson, 2 defenders are out, and Jamison and Henderson both back. Brent Prismal in for the Bombers. No change at Sydney. Out Mitch Duncan for Geelong is out. That may affect a few teams, but Mackie and Wojcinski is back. For Port Adelaide, in as Ebert, Zalapek and Surgeon. Kane Corns, the big out there, along with Daniel Pearce. So a couple of big outs there in the showdown week for Port. Maybe Matthew Primus might be making a bit of a statement there amongst the group. Scott Stevens is out for the Adelaide, so that may affect a few teams. And Phil Davis, as mentioned before, is out with his shoulder. And Gold Coast, Josh Toy is in for Gold Coast, along with a host of other brand new fresh faces in Russell, Jolly, Shaw and Hutchins who haven't played before. And what else we got? Out, of course, Fraser Brown injured, and Cracker and Bennell, who a lot of people would have had in their teams, dropped. And for Melbourne, just a few ins, no outs at the moment. Fremantle the same. Garrick Ibbison's back for his first game, so that's a big in. Watch how he goes. And Cam Pedersen for North is back in the squad after his big first week, where he got 90 odd, but I don't think he may play. I think he'll be in the emergencies. So remember the bye this week, St Kilda, Brisbane and Bulldogs, so make sure those players are out of your team and replaced in your team, so you've got a full squad in your team. And we'll have a quick look at where my points were. Struggled to get over 2,000 last week, but that was a reasonable score in Dream Team. For most, I think that'll be around about par, and went up to 3,000 odd in the rankings. And Supercoach 2142 and went up to 13,000, so struggling around a little bit in Supercoach, but I always do in Supercoach. So that's it. See you next week for the round 4 wrap up and the round 5 preview. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll keep on going every Thursday night. We'll send this out on YouTube, so hope you enjoy it. See you guys.